Good morning, y'all. It's your girl Age, and I am here to talk about episode 2 of Hazbin Hotel. And this episode is titled Radio Killed the Video Star. It's also like a play on MTV's Video Killed the Radio Star, bringing in the fact that with new times, the radio is like dying. I won't say dying, but it's played out, and now we have video you can see and hear instead of just hear. So let's get into it. This episode starts with Vaggie, Charlie, and Angel, and they're in the lobby of the hotel discussing the next extermination and how it's coming so soon. Because remember in the last episode, they pushed it up from a year, the year that it's usually been, to 6 months. Angel is looking at his phone, telling them that everyone in hell is freaking out. Meanwhile, Angel is also receiving a bunch of text messages and voice messages from his boss, Valentino. Keep that in mind. Charlie, on the other hand, is trying to remain positive, also trying to find a silver lining in their circumstances. Angel says, people are desperate, they're trying to not get killed. And Vaggie is like, well, maybe since they are desperate, they may want to come to the hotel to be saved. This sparks a new idea. However, they are interrupted by Serpentius. And Serpentius, a serpent, he's a serpent, who arrives at the hotel to battle Alistair, the radio demon, in hopes that the Vees, who are just a very nasty trio of overlords in hell, they control the media. He hopes that the Vees will see him as their equal. We will see the Vees soon. Alistair is basically like, I don't know who you are, to Serpentius. Serpentius is like, okay, well, we did battle, a lot. How don't you remember me? And Alistair is just like, maybe you're just not a strong opponent. So Alistair just pays him dust. So Alistair defeats him, and on to the next. It was so anticlimactic. So now we move on to the V's, and the first V that we meet is Vox at Vox Tech Enterprises. Vox has a TV as a head, and it just shows that he is like the media. He's TV, everything that goes into TV, the internet, all that good stuff. And Tech Enterprises means, he deals with technology. That's how we get the people hooked. And, maybe it says something about our society. I'm pretty sure it does. And from what I can see, each of the different V's, Vox, Velvet, and Valentino, I think they control different aspects of technology in ways that people are hooked onto the media, become addicted to it, And might I add, modern media, because we'll get to Alistair being a radio demon versus Vox being a TV demon later. So Velvet is the second V that we meet, and she is preparing for a fashion show. And I believe Valentino, the third V, is catching a tantrum in her department. He kills one of her models, or not kills her, but tears her apart. And she calls Vox to handle Valentino. So Vox has to go deal with him. And you could tell, Vox, I don't think he likes Valentino that much. But, he does with him because it's a co-worker, partner, whatever. And he needs him to keep his business running. Anyway, so Valentino, we find out, is catching a tantrum over Angel Dust. And remember, Angel Dust works for Valentino. Apparently, Angel moved away from Valentino into the Hazbin Hotel. And remember earlier, Angel wasn't answering his texts or his voice or his calls from Valentino, probably because he didn't want to deal with him if he's acting like this. Valentino apparently does not want Angel to have any free time, and I know that Valentino and Angel have sex, but Valentino is coming off like a salty lover here to me instead of just a boss. I don't know. I don't believe that they dated, but if you have sex regularly with someone, I guess you might catch feels. Who knows? Angel is just Valentino's muse. Valentino might have feelings for Angel, but I don't think it's anything like love. It's more of just, I'm obsessed. It's very unhealthy. So that's the 3 V's. Vox does the television and the media. Valentino, he does porn. And Velvet, I'm not exactly sure what she does specifically, but I believe she does she might do the social media. I'm not sure, I'm just making this up, okay? But that's just from my observation, and you'll see why later. And Vox is the leader. He is the one who kind of keeps Valentino in check as much as he could. After Vox tells Valentino to control himself, Valentino tells Vox that Alistair is also at the hotel that Angel's at, and that sets Vox off. Alistair and Vox are enemies, and Valentino knows Alistair gets under Vox's skin. So then we get Vox's song about the radio demon. Clearly, Vox is stressed and feels that his power is threatened underneath all of the insults in the song. You know, Alistair starts a radio show in the song too, and now that he's returned, he is taking some of the attention away from Vox. And you know, Vox does not like that. And in this song, Alistair says some interesting things. He calls Vox a clout-chasing, mediocre video podcaster who is insecure. And then he asks, is like nothing working? Because every day Vox has a new format. And when you think about it in society, that's just like the new technology, new websites, new platforms coming out each day, or every day we got a new app. First it was like the Vines, and it was like the TikTok, and like, you know, stuff like that. So Alistair is like, okay, well, what are you doing? Is all of your plans failing and not working? Then Alistair says he'd be powerless without the other Vees. And that just reminds me of how different media plays upon each other. Like, okay, something's happening on TV, and then everybody talks about it on Instagram or Facebook, Twitter, especially Twitter. That's an idea. Then Alistair reveals that Vox had asked Alistair back in the day if Alistair would join the Vees. And Alistair said that he declined. And then he says that's why Vox is really mad. That's why he doesn't like Alistair. That reveal made Vox go crazy. He ends up like short-circuiting and malfunctioning, and eventually he cuts off. All of that to say, Vox is definitely threatened by Alistair. That he's back. He's been gone for 7 years. We don't know where Alistair's been for 7 years. We'll find out eventually. But Vox is threatened. It's a great concept, having the different medias fighting in hell, because media in many ways create like, I don't want to say create sinners, but like it becomes an obsession, and people, instead of looking at whatever God or whatever they believe in, if they believe in anything, it makes them addicted. Almost like they begin to worship the media. Whether it's social media platforms, pornography, television shows and movies. It just like, sometimes it makes people lazy or obsessed over things when they should, I guess, be off doing something good. Also, a lot of time, especially in like media in the West, I guess it praises sex, drugs, violence, and debauchery. I don't know, just a thought. Anyway, from here, I can kind of feel like Alistair is the superior demon. So the Vees have a meeting on how to deal with Alistair, and of course Valentino is like, stick something in him. That's how I make the bitches behave. Now, I don't know if Valentino means drugs or if he means a dick, but anyway, that's besides the point. So Vox thinks, that's not a horrible idea, and he decides to take someone and stick them on the inside, so they're trying to decide who they should have as like a spy. So they're like, we need a loser who doesn't have a direct connection to us. Initially, Vox asked if they should use Angel, but Valentino struck that down. He's like, Angel's not even answering my calls. So they decide to use Serpentius. Serpentius, the one who is just vying for their attention, trying to be equal to them. They're like, okay, let's get this idiot in here and let him do it. So Serpentius arrives at the Hazbin Hotel, and Charlie wants to let him in. However, both Vaggie and Angel does have their suspicions because, like they said, he was just there attacking the hotel only a few hours ago. Why would we trust him now? Charlie is just happy that someone is interested in making a change in themselves. She really wants to prove that her hotel works, and this is a perfect opportunity to do it. So she's really excited. Then, judging from Angel Dust's expression, he feels some type of way about this, about having Serpentius in here being like a real, quote-unquote, real participant. But why does Angel Dust feel some type of way about this? Angel is at the hotel, but he doesn't really seem interested in changing, or maybe deep down, Angel really does want to change. But either he don't think that it will work, or he don't think that he will be able to be redeemed. He'll be able to do it. Angel is being really, really interesting in this episode as Charlie tries to begin rehabbing Serpentius. So when you're watching, just pay attention to that part. Then we find out that is exactly why Angel is feeling kind of just down. And I don't even want to say jealous of Serpentius, but just like, he's feeling some type of way because he does want to change. While he's checking his many abusive text messages and voicemails from Valentino, we see that one of the messages say, quote, "You actually think you can change. Addict trash like you doesn't change," unquote. So y'all, Angel is really at the hotel because he really does want to change. He kind of believes in it, but something's holding him back. Something is holding him back. I didn't catch this the first time that I watched this episode. So what could be holding Angel back? I think that he doesn't think that he can change. And that is why he's pretending not to care, pretending not to want to change. And just the fact that he's already in hell and he has like the most horrible deal with Valentino. Yeah, I could see how he could really feel down. So in the show, Angel decides to go get a drink. But as he does, he sees Serpentius planting a camera in the hotel. Angel calls Serpentius out for working for the Vees. Then he gets caught and Serpentius calls the Vees for backup on his little watch. But Vox is like, bro, you got caught? In more or less words, you might as well just kill yourself. So right there, Angel and Vaggie, they do want to kill Serpentius because they're like, what's your game here? You lying, no good, dirty. But Charlie thinks this is a good chance for Serpentius to be forgiven and start again to redeem himself once more. She told Angel and Vaggie, she was like, who hasn't been in his shoes? And we see that Serpentius was surprised that Charlie was giving him a second chance. And he will eventually join the hotel to start redeeming himself for real. So that is episode 2 of Hazbin Hotel. And I think we're going to start diving deeper into some more of the themes that occur in the show. All right, guys. Peace.